So, I would like to keep you posted here at another beautiful hike. It's unbelievable. It is so beautiful, and when you look up to the sky, I mean, it's just amazing. And what else I would like to share? Well, it's funny because today I was swapping through some Facebook posts, and it's so funny because a lot of people complain about so many things that really doesn't matter. And all I wanted to let you know, guys, is look, as long as you're healthy, everything is fine. Everything else is just not really a problem. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's like your job you're not happy with or anything minor like this, so you're getting angry about your friends or like your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife. Look, I mean, what really matters is that you need to be thankful and you need to show gratitude. That is, I guess, what the vast majority forgot about. Look at this beautiful tree here. And I have to admit by myself, like, how I grew up and where I grew up, the environment was pretty harsh, I have to say so, and pretty aggressive. And of course, if you are kind of like growing up in an environment like this, and you can't find your inner peace, then it's of course also very difficult to get out from any anger. Wow, look at this. And be happy with yourself first, you know? And the reason why I'm talking about this is also because, you know, when I was back in Austria, before I was immigrating to the United States, I was like in this bubble, like always people, it started like in, I would say, elementary school, like people told you what you have to do, that you're not good enough, that you're a loser, that, you know, you're a troublemaker, you're an outsider, and you have to do this and you have to do that, and you have to function like this and that. And, you know, this was always a fight for me, I would say, even until my 30s. And then I basically learned and said, like, you know what? Forget about it. Forget about all the naysayers. Forget about like when people are trying to drag it down, because it's all their negativity. It's all their problems, right? So all I can tell you is that this is like super important. Hi, hello, and that you actually basically say, you know what? All this kind of crap, what you maybe have been told from your society, how you have to function, or that you have to prove something, or what other people think about you. Think about this, right? This was always a big thing. Like, I don't know if you know Falco. He was a very famous pop singer, and I still love his music. And unfortunately, he passed away in an accident in Cuba. But he was also an immigrant, or he left Austria, Europe. He went through a lot of stuff. Wow, look at this. And I feel also so sorry for him, because, you know, he was so famous. He was a very talented artist, like great musician. And I know that he was also running away from this pressure, and he was even singing about it, like in his lyrics, you know, like what you think, who you are, and what other people think about you. And I wish I could have been visiting him before he passed away in this tragedy accident he had, to maybe also talk to him, and also letting him know, look, if you are basically unhappy currently what you're doing with your life, with your environment, with your job, at the location you are, with the country you are right now, and you feel like you would like to move to the United States, I can only encourage you, even when all the naysayers will tell you, look, who do you think you are? And you think you're something better, and of course people in the United States, they will wait for you, and sure, you're a dreamer, you will make millions, but actually you're just a troublemaker, you're a dumbass, and you're basically a loser, and just stick to that, what we are telling you what you need to do, and that's about it. So, when I can tell you, when you have also this desire to leave your country right now and to move to the United States, we all have one thing in common. No matter if you would like to leave because it's the adventure, or you feel like there's a different spirit, it's the idea you have, it's your desire you have. I mean, that has no price tag. It's very valuable. But all what we have together on this, as immigrants or people who would like to leave a specific environment, is because I feel we went all through the same stuff. I mean, seriously, that all that stuff happened to me. And today in my mid-40s, I can freely talk about it and basically say, looking back at all this madness and how stupid that all is. I mean, when I started my apprenticeship, and then companies told me this is the way you have to function, and you need to make career, and only if you work in the corporate world, like, look, this is what people think about you, and you need to show and you need to prove, and la la la. And this is all horse shit. All of it. Take this whole pressure crap and throw it away, and you will feel immediately so much better, because you know what? You are not on this planet for someone else. You are on this planet, first of all, for yourself, for your own happiness. And it took me years, decades, to shake this off, to let it go, and basically say, like, to myself and to all my friends, like, look, I don't care what other people think about me, really. And when I was able to do that, I left Austria and moved to the US, and I felt basically also super strong about it, and saying, like, yes, hey man, this is what you kind of need to do. And once you can do that, you can basically do whatever the hell you want to do, right? Hi. So this is kind of like, for me, well, look at this tree. So this is like what I learned, and what gives you also then this self-confidence, where you're really self-confident, and you say, like, look, just forget about all this other stuff when people want to drag you down, because it's your life. You live it once and only. It's your life, and you get one ticket, and you better live it like the hell you want to live it, and not somebody else or a society is telling you to do. No matter where you live, no matter if you're in Japan, if you're in New Zealand, if you're in Australia, if you're somewhere in Europe, it really doesn't matter. And what I appreciate so much now, I have to say so, and I'm so grateful for that, and that makes you much more calm, and then you change your perspective, but then you have a complete different approach to people, to the society, when you are peaceful, when you are not always punched into your face and threatened, or I don't know, I think it's almost how I grew up I think Austria, Germany is a very harsh environment. And I can only speak for myself, but I cannot speak for millions of people, right? And for anybody else's experience, because every experience is like so different, right? But I felt like that. I always felt like, I don't know what that is. The society is telling you what you have to do, how you have to function, and you need to do this and that I don't know, that you accept it, you know, or something like that. And so, again, once I moved, I felt like this is also, I think this is the most important part. Hi. That you basically can let go this kind of crazy pressure, but maybe also like the hate and then the anger, you know, what you are developing. Hi. All over like the years and this emotional part. And then this is what I meant also by like moving to the US and appreciating that, because for all in the sudden all the opportunities, like I saw them. You let go all this crap, it doesn't really matter, and you approach people, I don't know, like in a peaceful way, being thankful and show a lot of gratitude. And also once I was able to do that, then I felt the shift, like really a shift, where you feel like things are going much smoother. And then also on the other side, hello. And then also on the other side, you are, things, because like when you are going into conversations with other people, no matter if it's, you know, like, hi, no matter if it's like in your, at work, at your company, in your private life, at clubs, I don't know, like maybe at church, or you're in a sports group, it really doesn't matter. But then, you know, you feel like you don't have to prove anything anymore, and you just can do whatever you like to do without being judged, or you feel without feeling like being judged. And then once you reach that level and that point, then communication gets much better and people appreciate you also much more. And when that happened to me, then my business went well. You know, I felt like, okay, now I'm going into this direction I always wanted to be. And, you know, I think also what is then very important on top of it, and what a lot of people, hi, and what a lot of people like really feel is then not just this pressure, but this anxiety. Because everybody feels that, oh my God, I have to do this or that, I have to function that way. And I can assure you, no matter what you love doing, no matter what specific skills you have, and everybody has talents, you know, like you have somewhere specific skills you don't even know yet. But I can tell you, like, if you just focus on that, what you love doing, and you get really good at that, then you have tons of opportunities in that specific field. And that really doesn't matter if it's just communication, if it's sales, if it's helping people. Maybe you're a developer, you're good at logical things, or you're creative. It really doesn't matter. There are like tons. Hey buddy, hi. So there are like so many fields. And you know, it's also, of course, important to understand that you have to pick something you like to do, you feel comfortable with, and you wake up in the morning and you feel like, oh my God, this is what I would love doing, and this is what drives me and where you thrive as well. And you shouldn't just do something because your parents have told you to do this or that, because this is a waste. This is clearly like, or anybody else, right? Or you do something because you do it just so everybody thinks about you well or whatever. You might think like, oh, what other people think about me now? People think good about me because I became a lawyer or I became a doctor or whatever, but inside you are a wreck and you are unhappy because you didn't pick what you really like doing. And then I would say it's a total waste. Totally. And so, like I said, before I turned 30, I was like on the edge, 29, I made this huge shift. And I basically said to myself, look, I was working already for almost 15 years because I started working at 15. Like I said, as a kid, I had an apprenticeship. And I said to myself, I can't do this madness anymore, you know? I can't. I simply can't. It's just too crazy. I didn't like what I was doing. I didn't see any purpose in it. I couldn't thrive. I couldn't grow. Not just financially, not just because of my career, but also mentally, spiritually, you know? And then I strongly believe we as human beings, we need that. We need to grow. We need to experience something different. And I said to myself, it's madness. I cannot do this for the rest of my life until I die and I'm unhappy, like crazy unhappy. And people told me, well, that's how it is, Bernard, this is how everybody does it, you know? And I remember even discussions with my mom, and I love her so much. It's crazy, but she always told me, Bernard, this is how it is. And I, of course, got very strongly influenced by this, and I always believed it till I said to myself, no, Mom, I gotta tell you something. It's not like that. Wow, look at this. Look at those colors, huh? Isn't that crazy? Look at this beautiful contrast of the blue, deep blue sky and the saturated green. It's so beautiful. And I turned it around and I said to my mom as well, look, no way, absolutely no way, Mom. Maybe you have been taught like this or you like it like that. That's fine, you know. But for me, it's like prison and I gotta escape. And so I did. And I also have to say environment. Environment is changing, has a strong influence to your, to everything, to not just your, to your physical, I would say appearance, but also of course to your mental thoughts, ideas, and you know, wow, look. Because of course it's crystal clear if it's sun, it's just changing environment. People ask me so many times also, but why did you travel so much? Well, it's true, I was bouncing from the East Coast to the West Coast. I lived in Pacific Northwest. I mean, wow, where did I live? I lived from Detroit to Miami, Charlotte, Charleston, Savannah. So the South was beautiful, and Texas, of course, Austin, Dallas, back to LA. I love LA. And by the way, if you might know where I am right now, I'm back in California and Silicon Valley, so the Bay Area. It has everything. I mean, I love it here. And I mean, my journey went down Seattle because my business was doing really good also in Seattle, and you know, big tech is there, but Silicon Valley is even stronger here. I love it so much here. I'm so grateful. Oh, look at those colors. Isn't that just alone crazy? Those orange colors, this vibrancy in Mother Nature, it's fantastic. And so I was traveling all over because I wanted to see and explore, like Indiana Jones almost, a lot from the United States. And yes, I have seen great spots. I have seen spots where I wasn't really happy either and said like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. But that's why you do it. You have ups, you have downs, you have variations. But one day your journey and the traveling will lead you to some places where you feel much more comfortable with, and you might feel also more excited about it. And again, coming back to the environment, yeah, for me personally, it is crystal clear that it matters. Because look, if I would be right now not here, and you have the choice, I mean, you can choose to be on this planet wherever you want to be. If you're telling me actually, and this is what I'm trying to explain to so many people, if you are saying, no, I cannot be there because, then it's already a very cheap excuse. Because of what? Listen, you can do whatever you want to do. You are going to survive. You will not die. As long as you're healthy. Listen to me very careful. As long as you're very healthy and young. And I'm saying, when I'm talking about being young, I'm talking about like till 70, at least. As long as you're healthy, you can conquer the world, and you can be at any spot, anywhere in the world you would like to be. And you can do whatever you would like to do. And if somebody is telling me this is not true, then heck, I'm the living proof. And I would like to know from you why you think like this. What influenced you so badly and negative in a way that you say like it's not possible? And trust me, there is no visa issues in the world that can't be resolved. There is tons of job opportunities all over the world. And I have to say, it doesn't always have to be the United States, of course. If you would like to move somewhere else, then move somewhere else and start your life there. Because, for some people it's Asia, for some people it's Europe. And it's funny, when I moved to the United States, a lot of people from the US are like, oh my God, you're from Europe. And because Europe is also great. It's a great place to be. I mean, I love Europe. I love my home country. And a lot of people always also said, Bernhard, how can that be that you love your home country? And it's, well, why should I hate it? It's just what I pointed out before is if you're in this bubble and you are like, your mindset isn't there, you didn't reach this peace, then you have this problem. It's not the environment. That environment isn't doing anything to you. I can be happy in Russia. I can be happy in Austria. I can be happy anywhere. But of course, keep in mind, and that's what I connect, if you're also happy with the opportunities you get and that you can do something what you like doing. So if I go back to my roots, and when people told me then, and they asked me and said, Bernhard, but why did you move then to the US if you talk like, Austria it's so great and everything? And that's also crystal clear, because in Austria I didn't have those job opportunities. Very clear. We are a very small country. If you guys know me, I always wanted to work as a computer graphic designer in a very specific tiny field. It's 3D. I loved working for feature films, TV commercials, like movies, video games, teasers, trailers, all this kind of stuff. And the industry here, especially in the West Coast in California, I mean, it's huge. It's humongous compared to Austria. And so that kind of also like poof, was huge for me, because I knew like, oh my God, like I'm getting complete different opportunities here. And that was driving me, because I was then excited about what you're doing, right? And that's also very important. Like I said at the very, very beginning, that, it's important that you're happy with what you're doing, that you love what you do. And the United States is so big. It's so big because like you can be up in Alaska and you can live here somewhere in the mountains. You can go up to Alaska and live somewhere where the snow is. You can be in Texas as a ranger. You can have your horse farm. You can buy a farm with animals. You can be in the tech industry. I mean, the contrast is crazy. You can live in the north where it's cold. You can live in the south where it's super hot. You can live on the beach. And that's also what I wanted to say is like Austria, for example, was very limited. Not Europe at all. I mean, when the European Union started also, and I think that's pretty cool. But still, you have other limitations. So no matter what, all I can tell you is, you know, like those freaking excuses, I would just bury them like super deep, like as deep as you can. Hi. And I can tell you, once you did that, and once you basically buried all this junk and you forget about it, then you will be rewarded big times. So, and I would say that's kind of like my speech for today. Wow, look at this. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen this, if you don't know what that is, I showed in another video. I'm so excited about this here too. The opportunities are crazy, especially for so many young people. But that building, what you see over there, it might be in my camera in the video a little bit too tiny, but you see that building? And there is also like a little cathedral right next to it. That is the famous Stanford University. And I love it. I mean, it's fantastic. The campus is crazy. And they have, of course, top-notch students there. And all I can encourage people is like, I was never good at school. I, in fact, didn't even graduate, right? I'd never made it like in school, but looking today to those opportunities and I felt like, nah, maybe I could have been a little bit smarter, right? I just feel like, yeah, I mean, today I feel like it's crazy how many options you have when you're young, when you're so young. And even for me right now in my mid-40s, I think like, if I still have another 3 decades, I hope so, or 4 decades, or 5 decades, what else can we do? You know, like, it's unbelievable. Wow, look at this view. You see today it's more clear. The whole bay, like this, the whole bay area, and then even up till there. I think, I'm not quite sure, it's too tiny in the video if you see the first bridge, because this is going all the way up to San Francisco, like 20 miles from here. And the other way, of course, you go to the south, like down to LA. Next weekend I'm going to plan to visit a friend of mine down in LA. And yeah, I'll keep you posted. Look at the lake down there even. It's so beautiful up here. This is crazy. Yeah, so all I wanted to say is again, hey, don't forget, if you would like to move to the United States, you can do this for sure. Let go all your cheap excuses. And by the way, if you would like to know more how it's possible to move quickly to the US and how I did it, and in a very simple way how everybody can do it, like me, my whole education, I had an apprenticeship, right? Nothing else. Then go to my website, gousa.life, and I was just uploading also a webinar. Take your time, it takes about like an hour. but it explains step by step how you can move quickly in a very simple and easy way to the United States. And in fact, where you don't need to have any crazy qualifications or like any, you don't need to be a doctor, you know, you don't need to be, when people are always being told, oh, you need to have this education and what you think, and you need to have 10 years at a university and a college. Look, I can assure you this is not true. I'm the living proof. This is all BS. And so if you want to move, then really check out my webinar. I have 3 points in it, 3 major points in which I explain precisely how you can do the same and how you can move very quickly and very simple if you really want to do it. So again, go to my homepage, gousa.life. You can sign up there, just enter your email and your name, and you will receive the webinar sent to your email inbox, and watch it. And pinky promise, you will not regret it. It will help you. So that being said, I hope I can help you as well. And if you have any other questions, feel free, send me an email or leave a message or a comment below the video, or send me a text message. My phone number under my contact. You just send me a text message. I'm real, you know. And I will get back to you. Alrighty, well then, what can I tell you? Stay healthy, stay safe, enjoy your life, and don't let naysayers bring you down. And, you know, go your way and do what you love doing. That being said, I hope to see you soon, and I wish you also all the best, and talk to you later. Take care. Bye bye.